What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So this will be a real quick one today. Yeah, so there seems to be a leak on the Xbox side. Usually leaks are bad, I guess. But this time, it was about Elder Scrolls. I was gonna say Elder Scrolls Online. Oblivion. What was it? Elder Scrolls 4? 3 was Morrowind, right? 4 was Oblivion. 5 was Skyrim. 6 is the... Okay, yeah. So yeah, Oblivion. Oblivion, for me, Oblivion was the first Elder Scrolls game I had played. So I got the 360. I'm like, yeah, boy, I got this new console. I got I got Oblivion, and I got Graw. Those are the first two games I got for 360. I played Graw first. I was like, let me play this. Oh yeah, shooting. Okay, it's cool, whatever. You know, I wasn't into shooters like that, but I was like, all right, it's cool. You know, I came from Splinter Cell, so that was my Ubisoft military, journey, I guess, if you will. And then I played Oblivion. When I was playing it, I'm like, oh, you're in the jail, and then Patrick Stewart's talking to you, oi, number one, all that stuff he says, rats, look out for them. And then the aha moment, the moment I was like, okay, these fools done did it. I'm gonna play this game. And everybody says this, and it's true. And I don't think they have been able to replicate that moment, the moment I'm about to tell you, ever in another game. Not even Starfield with all the planets and the beauty and stuff. It's just not the same. And so what it was is when you're in the jail and you kill all the rats or whatever you do. When you get out of the jail, you get out, and then the first sight of the open world, it's like, bling, it's open world. And you realize, oh, it's an open world. And it's like, no, it doesn't do that. But I'm just saying, that's what it felt like. I was like, wow. Now I look at the graphics now, though. I'm like, damn, that was kind of, them graphics was whack as hell compared to today, obviously. But it gave you that feeling. So I was like, And I played Skyrim because of that feeling that Oblivion gave me. Now, Skyrim didn't give me that same feeling, even though there was the action scene in the beginning with the dragon and stuff, which was alright. But Oblivion still had the best kind of opening to the introduction to the open world. It was pretty dope. So now you're looking at the leaked screenshots. I'm not going to put them up, but got the old one, got the new one. New one's in Unreal Engine 5. I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, it looks way, way better, sure. But what I've learned, and nobody's talking about this, I haven't heard anybody talking about it, but I think I read it, or maybe someone did talk about it because I know it. So somebody had to have talked about it. But not a lot of people are. Anyway, it's a remaster. It's not a remake. I mean, the graphics are remastered, if you will, but the underlying game is still Oblivion. Original code Oblivion, if you will. So that means if you had a problem with how it controlled, if you had a problem with how the fighting was, it's the same. They just made the graphics better, basically. So, I mean, we'll see how that works out. I'm definitely going to play it. It's going to be on Game Pass. It's supposed to come out the 21st or 23rd. It's next week. I think it's the 21st. So it's supposed to come out, and then, drops on Game Pass. I'll play it. Pop, and I'll play it on. I'm going to see what's up, because Game Pass. Yeah. It's a good deal. Should probably get it. If you don't have it, just get it, because these games are dropping. They're dropping so crazy that I can't play them all. I mean, it's impossible to play them all. But it's like, because I'm in Avowed, I'm like, yo, I just what part did I finish in Avowed? I just finished. No. I'm just about to fight. What's his face? The dude that has the bar, the speakeasy or whatever it's called. That dude, and I guess he used to go with my mom's, Hazel's mom. It's Avowed, South of Midnight. Excuse me, that's what I'm talking about. Not Avowed. I think I said Avowed too. South of Midnight is what I'm playing. South of Midnight is, the more you play it, the more you realize, okay, this is a game. This is a gamey game. Now I understand everyone's comments about the combat. The combat's not bad, but it's also not the best. I don't know if it's, I think part of it is the maneuverability or the agility, let's just say, of Hazel herself. If she could run a little faster, and like when she does her dodge thing, that the magic dodge, if that went a little faster and further, I mean, you can do a double dodge. I already got that upgrade, but it seems like when I do a dodge, it's just too short. It feels like I should have went a couple more feet, you know? So it's just like a little tweak on her maneuverability. And I think that might solve a lot of the feeling of what a lot of people are saying and commenting, because you see the mobs, the enemies that you're fighting, the Haint, and they're kind of fast. Like the big bubble one. I mean, there's a pretty good variety. I think there's like 7 different varieties so far that I've seen. I've only seen that one guy that they had in the initial trailer with the one big arm, one little baby arm. I only fought him once. So it's him. It's the regular. It's the slug. It's the torture or whatever. They throw the spit fireball-y things. And the big arm guy. So I've definitely met at least 5 of them. And then I think there's another one that just is like a beehive. It's like a swarm hive or whatever, and the little flies come out. So I think 6. Or I think I said swarm twice. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But, I mean, I think part of why people think there isn't a variety is because they all pretty much look very much similar. And I think they could have varied some aspects of their design. I mean, it would have been more work, obviously, but I mean, something like that, maybe, sure, you know. But I get it, because you get into the arena and then boom, you got to fight the thing. I mean, maybe it's the fault is because of the arena aspect of the fighting. Maybe that's why it seems so samey, because you're coming up and like, oh, there's a whatchamacallit, I need to cleanse or whatever it's called, weave out. I need to weave out. Maybe it's that, or like, is there a way to do that within the area without it being like closed off? Like, it's literally like when you're walking, you see it and you see like the bubble around it, and you walk through the bubble and then it starts. So I'm like, okay, I mean, it's a game. That's the gameplay. You know, you want to fight some mobs, that's what you do. So I mean, they probably could have placed some mobs here and there, but I think that might have kind of disrupted the exploration part of South of Midnight, which is one of the better parts of it. I fought Two-Toed Tom. I'm not gonna spoil it, but that fight, I was fighting him, and then stuff happened, and I was fighting him some more, and then some more stuff happened, and then some more stuff happened. I was like, okay, all right, I got to do that whole thing over again, because I missed a floop, because I saw it. I was like, wait, there's one there. I forgot it, and I couldn't get back. So the one thing I have one critique about South of Midnight is that it locks you out of certain parts of the area once you cross like a certain kind of I don't want to say threshold, but it's like, you know, the way that the levels are designed, you can't go backwards. In some instances, you can't go backwards. And that was specifically in the flooded pig farm, where at the end you fight Two-Toed Tom. But the good thing about South of Midnight is that you can go back to previous chapters and, you know, go explore and do and collect the ones that you missed. So it's all good. It's all good. But South of Midnight reminds me of how games were. I probably said this before, but this type of game needs to be, there needs to be more of these type of games, because PlayStation and Sony have ruined AAA, the notion of a AAA game, because a AAA game needs to be a movie type of game where you sit down for a half an hour, watch a cutscene, and there's really good acting, and so I was like, wait, that sounds like a movie. That doesn't sound like a game. What part of the game? Well, how you play it though? But it's the acting is really, I don't care about how you play how you play it. So that's what happened. That's PlayStation and Sony's contribution to video games, is they ruined video games, the AAA space anyway. So now AAA games have to be like that. Third person, you gotta have a bow and arrow. It's kind of sad. And so when a game like South of Midnight comes around, and it has so many, I think, like, it's the weakest part, I think, is the combat, but it's not bad. You understand? So think about that and say, well, okay, if the combat's not bad, it's okay. Everything else is excellent and above. Like the art style, forget about it. It's the best. It's crazy, right? Then the acting, the voice acting, how they tell the story, the fact that you have all this lore and all these kind of creatures and all this. I had no idea about any of this stuff. And then how each creature is not necessarily a manifestation of a person or something like that, but some are. Like Two-Toe Tom, for instance. I'll give you this. Two-Toe Tom was, at one point, a regular gator. He was a regular alligator. And he was a pet of sorts. And I'll leave it there. So when like the story was kind of going on, and then, you know, I see how it was going. I was like, okay, all right, and then okay, there's this person, there's that person, okay, all right. You see what's happening. I was like, oh wait, what's gonna happen? Oh, whoa, and then you see what this one person does to this other person. I'm like, okay, wow, that's messed up. And this person is in the game. Okay, I'm not gonna say anymore. I don't want to spoil anything. But it's like how they interweave the characters in the stories within the different creatures, and it's just, it is not like another game that I've played. I can't remember a game that has been like this. This is like refreshing because the lore is new to me, at least. Even though I've been down here in the South for decades, it's not the same. Louisiana South is a different flavor of South. Let's just say that. So Catfish is cool. How he talks and what he's talking and what he's saying and stuff. He's helping Hazel out. He's helping me out. It's a really good game. And if you're like a whatchamacallit, not a perfectionist, but you want to get everything in the game. Why am I'm blanking on that that terminology. But you got to look around. You got to find those floofs, yo, because they be like, oh wait, there's a path over here. Let me see. And there was one hint. I'll give you one hint. I think Joey said it on WBG. When you see a fox just sitting there like chilling, you run up to a spot, the fox is there, and then he runs off. Go follow him, because he usually goes into the direction of a floof that's hitting somewhere. That happened a couple times. It's not always, but you know, rule of thumb, you see a fox, follow the fox if you can. So I'll give you that. But yeah, man, there's platforming. It's so cool. And one other thing I'd have to say is that I don't know if it will extend. Maybe it will. But the glide thing, the glide, that feels like it's a little too short too. You know. And, you know, it's probably a gameplay thing. They figured the mechanic. They designed all the levels around that type of space that thing covers. But still, it still feels like, oh, I need to get like 10 more feet, man. 10 more feet. I would have been cool. But yeah, man, South of Midnight is dope. South of Midnight is, I mean, people are probably afraid to say game of the year. But I would say art style, music, story, everything but game of the year because of the combat part. You know, the actual part of the game that you have to play. But everything else is excellent. Like, if there was no combat in that game, it would be game of the year. But that makes no sense. That's kind of weird. But yeah, it's really, and there's some tragic stuff. I was like, yo, with the what's his name with the tree, I was like, wow. I have a feeling it's gonna get darker than it already has. But yeah, it's not okay. First, it's not a kid's game. There's a lot of curse words being said. It's not gratuitous, but it's like, okay, yeah, it's an adult game with adult themes. And I can't even. I mean, I could say it, but it's like it has to do with Hazel's family lineage and the stuff happened. And I was like, yo, wow, it goes in. I was like, all right, they did that thug this on this game. But anyway, I appreciate you hanging on this. Let my dumb ass like and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know if y'all played South of Midnight. You know, no spoilers in the comments, but, you know, let me know if you like it. If you want a sequel, I want a sequel. I just don't know how they would do a sequel. Maybe they would go to France or something, find some old French lore and folklore and stuff. Honestly, if they do that, if they keep moving, like, not necessarily with Hazel, because I think this story is specific to her and her region and her family and such. But if they go and do another something of Midnight, East of Midnight, West of, I don't know, that's kind of dumb. But another Midnight game in another region, like I said, old France or whatever, and we go into some of the older, folklore and so. I don't even know any French folklore, so that's European stuff. So I don't know, maybe that would be interesting if they do something like that. I think. If it's not South of Midnight with Hazel again, I want games like this to continue, like a folklore infused story. You know, whatever the combat is, maybe, you know, do a little something with that, make it a little better or whatever. Make it open world, but I don't think that works. That doesn't work because the nature of how they design the levels is part of why this game is so good, and, you know, the linear nature of it. So there's a possibility to do kind of a hybrid thing. But anyway, I appreciate, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Till the wait.